Bombshell testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Right now, victim number 2 testifying under the name Jane back on the stand for a second day, breaking down in tears as she described encounters with sex partners during alleged freak-offs with Diddy that she said could go on for multiple rounds. This after dramatic moments in court yesterday with the judge threatening to kick Diddy out of his own trial for making facial expressions and nodding at the jury during testimony of Cassie Ventura's friend, Brianna Bolognan. Plus, Jane beginning her testimony yesterday by describing how Diddy pressured her into unwanted sex with other men and telling the jury that her relationship with Diddy lasted right up until the night he was arrested. Let's bring in Vinoo Varghese, Harvard Law School teaching faculty, white-collar criminal defense attorney, and former prosecutor. Vinoo, good morning, welcome. Let's start with the judge threatening to kick Diddy out of the courtroom for repeatedly nodding at the jury. Vinoo, do you know what part Diddy was actually nodding during specific testimony? And do you know how the jury reacted to that nodding? And how important was this disruption?
So the answer to the first question, he was apparently nodding during the testimony of Brianna Bongalan, a fashion designer and friend of Cassie. The judge claimed that Diddy was looking at the jury and nodding vigorously. Here's my response to that. So what? The guy is looking at a lifetime in prison. Is he supposed to sit there stoically? I mean, if witnesses are crying on the stand and making all sorts of expressions, well, why can't, as a defendant, I mean, this is about him, right? The laws in our country are designed to protect him, just like every other American. So I just think that it's ridiculous. This is a new judge. I think this is one of his first trials. He was appointed by Biden, so he's brand new to the bench, and he has no prior criminal experience, was not a prosecutor or a defense attorney. And this is just sad that he has to, do this. He shouldn't be doing this to any defendant, much less in a trial of this import.
All right, so Vinoo, you're saying that if you're the defense attorney for Diddy, you want to see that passion come out? Because his attorney said, Judge, this will not happen again during this trial. So you like the passion?
Listen, I think, it's unrealistic. There's an old school of thought, which is that, you should be sitting there. But, the jurors are always looking at a defendant. So if my client's sitting there, they want to know that he's human. So if he is reacting, and apparently what was happening was the defense was scoring points, and that's why he's nodding. Otherwise, why would he be nodding? Because they're scoring points during the cross-examination. Well, he should feel it because it's got to be an emotional roller coaster for him. See, people got to understand. Let's think about justice, right? People hate Diddy. They hate any celebrity who's on trial. But think about if that's your brother, your sister, your mother, your father sitting there. I mean, that's how people should view a trial and say, afford him the presumption of innocence. And the judge, he's just in way over his head. And, he's striking out at the easiest person to strike out, the guy who's accused of doing all these bad things.
All right, so Vinoo, let's end the week 4. Who won the week? Explain that, and then go back to after the nodding by Diddy, was there a jury reaction to that? But give us a grade this week for the prosecution and defense.
So I'll do that in reverse order. So as far as there wasn't any reaction from the jury, you wouldn't know that because they don't talk to the jurors, ask them how they're feeling during the trial. They may be annoyed by it. They may ignore it. As far as grades, so you asked me this last week, I want to give them the same D, which is just enough to pass.
Varghese, Vinoo, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you for the context. Very passionate back and forth as this testimony is and as this trial is. And now they go off the jury to the weekend, not sequestered, back to their homes. Vinoo, thank you.